I just spent 10 minutes talking to a non recording camera. Hey, my name is Levi. I want to talk to you about The Last of Us Episode 2 on HBOMax. This is going to be short because the episode was shorter than Episode 1, and it was good. There's not much to talk about when a show is good. I'll tell you, I hope this show doesn't go to shit and doesn't turn into garbage. But it'll give me more to talk about. Then it was really good. I really liked it. In this episode, the cold open, we meet Dr. Ratna, a woman in Jakarta, and she is taken from her lunch by police, military, and she is brought to a cadaver that has a bullet hole in its head and a human bite mark on its ankle. We learn later that this cadaver was shot by police because she could not be controlled in her violent behavior. Sudden violent behavior. We learn that she bit 4 other people who also subsequently had to be put down. But what we don't learn, and is a mystery, is who bit her. And so whoever that was is out there in Jakarta running around biting more people. When asked what should be done to stop this spread of infection, Dr. Ratna tells them to bomb the city. And then she asks to be taken home so she could see her family. That sounds pretty hopeless. In this episode, Joel and Tess come to grips with the fact that Ellie is immune to this fungal infection. Some of the things that happen in the episode that are from the game that I liked was the separating of characters. Oftentimes you would have to leave the ancillary characters, Ellie or Tess or whoever was following you, in order to go solve a puzzle to open a door or clear a passageway. And that did happen in this episode, though it was Tess who went so that Joel and Ellie could have a moment of conversation. So as they make their way to, I believe it's the Capitol building. I don't remember, honestly, but I think it's the Capitol building. Find their way blocked by a multitude of infected people lying on the ground, writhing, screaming. It's like they walked into an environmentalist protest or a women's rights march. We learn the fungus is not limited to human bodies, but is also underground. Apparently there are miles and miles and miles of this fungus growing underground. And when an infected human is laying in the ground, they have a connection. They show little funguses sprouting up. It's explained that if you step on an infected person or thing in one area of the city, it will let others know, other infected, and they will rush to that spot. That's a change from the game. Not a bad change. I kind of like it. It ups the stakes. So it's not a bad change. I don't know how much I've been looking into the camera or not. I'm kind of looking around out here at the things happening and passing by. I'm going to focus more on you guys. So they decide they have to take the short route, which is through the museum. They get to the museum, assume that everything in there's died off because they find some dry fungus, and, that's what happens when fungus is dead. It dries out. Of course, they find clickers. And if you've played the game, you know that that's stress. That's stress right there. And it's a very intense scene. It's very well done. They do make it through. There are spoilers here. If you haven't seen it yet and you don't want to know what happens, turn away. They make it through the museum, and then they make it to the Capitol building where they're supposed to meet the Fireflies, who are meant to take over this task of taking Ellie to wherever she needs to go, and to reward Joel and Tess with the battery and the goods that they bargained for. But they get there to find them all dead. Apparently one of them was infected, things got bad, everyone got shot, everyone died. So they're there wondering what to do. And Tess is very insistent that they continue on this mission, at which point Ellie realizes that Tess has been bitten. She's been infected. And sure enough, she pulls her shirt to the side to show her shoulder where she has a bite, and it's clearly spreading. Ellie also was bitten, and they asked to see hers, and it's just a cut. It's just an open wound, no infection, no spreading. So it's clear now to Joel and to Tess that this is something important, and they need to take her on. So Tess makes Joel promise to do that. And then one of the infected fireflies that was there when they got there, turns out they aren't dead. And Joel shoots the infected firefly, but again, apparently laying down on the ground makes it pretty easy for them to be connected to the underground fungus network. So that big mass of infected that they had passed by earlier, they suddenly know where Joel and the team are and start rushing there like crazy. Remember when 28 Days Later came out and the zombies were running and that was the scariest crap? Because previously to that, everyone knew zombies were slow and lumbering. This is that kind of infected. They run full speed, bash through things, they lose their minds. Tess realizes she has no hope. She's already infected. And so she tells Joel and Ellie, get the hell out of here. Pours gasoline, some grenades. There's grenades. I don't know, a few grenades. She tosses them around. Joel and Ellie take off running. At which point, the infected start banging on the door and breaking in. And Tess slowly backs up against a pillar. For whatever reason, none of them see her at this moment. They're all just barreling past her at top speed. She pulls out a Zippo lighter and she starts flicking it. And it's not lighting, of course, it's not lighting. That's what happens in TV shows and movies until that last second when it's really impactful. She's flicking this lighter, and one of the infected finally notices her. Does he run to her, attack her? No. He slowly walks up and kisses her like a fungus kiss. It's stupid. It's a stupid scene. I gotta say that. That's one point against it. It's a stupid scene. Of course, that's when the lighter works. She drops to the floor. Cut to Joel and Ellie running. Explosion. Burning. Infected. Correct me if I'm wrong. Again, it's been a minute since I played the video game. But that same scene in the Capitol building played out differently in the game. It wasn't infected that came and attacked them, where Tess gave her life so they can go on. It was humans with guns. I don't remember if it was like the federal government people or if it was a roving band of mercenaries, marauders, bandits, whatever you want to call them. If you haven't played the game and you have the ability to do that, it's a very good game. And it doesn't make a difference that they change that per se. I'm sure they will introduce the human problem probably fairly soon. The fungus kiss, I'm going to knock off a point, half a point. I will also say that I know that Ellie in the game had the same attitude as she does in this series, in this episode. But I feel like in the game it was broken up with gameplay, so it didn't come off all at once as though she was just a jerk. I know her character's playing tough, but man, she's annoying. Just answer straight. You don't have to give the attitude, kid. But yeah, I mean, solid. Good episode. Can't wait for the next one. So yeah, hit like, subscribe if you want. Share it, I guess, if you think it's good enough to share. Check out my Spreadshirt page where I've got some designs for some t-shirts. I don't know if you can see it, but this is one of them. It's the same as my little avatar on my channel. I think that's about it. Thanks for watching. My coffee's cold, so I'm calling it quits. Have a good one.